Greetings. Elder Blacklight back with you again. Reading from this book, The History of Master Farad Muhammad, Allah, God in person, Elijah Muhammad, Messenger of Allah, a publication by MIMS Publication. In this book right here, the Los Angeles Herald Examiner printed uh, the history that they got from the FBI of this guy named Dodd, who's who's almost a lookalike of Master Farad Muhammad. They got his San Quentin Federal Penitentiary history. He was charged with peddling dope, and the FBI tried to say that this was Master Farad Muhammad, a flim flam man. And it went on to say this is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talking, if he, Dodd, was teaching for money in those panic days in Detroit, it was a panic in those days, and the stock market crash, 1929-30. That's when Master Farad came to Detroit around the 30s. He said if he, Dodd, was teaching for money in those panic days in Detroit, he did not get it from us. Mr. Dodd undoubtedly must have been teaching the white people if he received any money at all, because we did not have any. We did not pay Mr. Farad any money to teach us, and there are many who will verify this statement who are yet alive. We could hardly pay the rent of the hall in those days. Sometimes they, the believers, would give him, Master Farad, gifts such as top coats, overcoats, ties, shirts, or a few packages of handkerchiefs. But money was so scarce in those days that we just did not have any. We'll stop it right there. And see, they done wiped out a whole lot of so-called Arab states, which is really, that's Africa. What they call the Middle East is really Africa. They don't want you to know that, the original people of that land were black. The original so-called religion is Islam, but they don't want you to know that the black man was the original man, and that he created, and that that he created all the civilization, and all these different religions are are a compilation of different books, sayings, and teachings of the black man, different wisdoms, and on how to handle or how to behave, or how to conduct, or how to be civil, and how to use supreme science. I mean, it's a whole lot in this that brothers with many different titles to their religion, like the Hebrew Israelites and the Moors and whatever. We all talking the same language, but we want to move in different directions because we want to be unique. We don't want to be like each other because we all think that we got it. No, each of us got bits and pieces, and we take those bits and pieces and slap a title on it and say that's just the real deal. No, that's just a minute part of it. All these different religions all together don't make up but a minute part of the science that we accumulated over millions of years. I mean, we done this before. I mean, our technology was better than this because we were close to the source back then, and we know who we were. And the one that's trying to control things now is the new man on the planet, the Caucasian. And over there in the so-called Middle East is where all the science is at, all the artifacts, all the richness of the planet. You know, because in the book, The Wonderful Ethiopians of the Ancient Kushite Empire by Sister Drusilla Dunjee Houston, it says, let me see, can I find it right quick? The marvelous, on chapter 9, the marvelous Arabian civilization. Arabia was one of the earliest colonies of the ancient Kushite empires of Ethiopia. Said the Arabians is the land of Kush. Arabia is the land of Kush. But she wrote this book before Master Farad made his entrance to Detroit. This book was written 1926. This book here, which Master Farad went into that in detail when he gave all this information to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's where the information or the teachings of the earth being called the moon, then being called Asia, then the moon separating or departed from the earth, the people on Mars. Master Farad brought that. So Drusilla Dunjee, by her being an archaeologist, she co-signed, before she even knew about Master Farad Muhammad, she co-signed what he was saying, and then he came and co-signed her. Master Farad co-signed her, but he added what she didn't never get because she didn't know, but he knew. So he's not only the possessor of power and force, but he's the master and possessor of power and force. This is all the Jesus and all Moses and them was just running. They was just telling you, because they were fighting a system that was taking away, or the people were buying down to this system. which is a false god. And brothers talking about there ain't no evil there. There's not no good or bad. Yeah, there's a good or bad. Don't let that fool you. I mean, because it's a vibration, it could go the other way. You know, you say, well, we need friction to make some things work. No, not everything is ran by friction or grows by friction. Not everything. You know, you don't know how the mastermind works. Somebody got to arrange or manipulate or orchestrate atoms and vibrations to create friction or to create good or bad. You see what I'm saying? So all Jesus was saying, people say, well, ain't no Jesus. Well, say it ain't no Jesus. But them ancient teachings was saying that you the master of your own destiny. And the creator, you a chip off the old block. The creator gave you part of himself. So you got what he got. If he could master the elements, you could do the same thing. You don't have to bow down to nobody. So we ain't got to, so black man, we ain't got to bow down to this white man. And his system is whack anyway. Getting ready to go over there and fight and kill up people because he's expanding his control over the planet. We ain't got to give in to that. This is to be continued.